Hi guys, so this is my analysis on SHIBA. What are we looking on SHIBA? So if I go to my previous analysis on SHIBA, we can see we've been on a downtrend. I can see an impulse, a correction, then a continuation, then I can see another impulse right here, and then a correction. So what am I expecting right now? So let me go to a smaller time frame just for it so we can see a little bit more of what we are seeing. So we can see currently SHIBA is around my negative 27% fib level, and like I used to say, if you've watched my analysis, my negative 27% fib level, if it gets there, majority of the time it's like a retracement zone around that area. And because we were on a bearish move, so that means there's a possibility we might retrace to go bullish for a while. So that is what I am going to be analyzing based on that. So let me draw a trend line to see from point A to B. So from point A to B right here. So this is my trend line on SHIBA, and we can see during the trend line we've been rejecting off my negative my 88.6% fib level around that area, and it's also giving me a double bottom around that area, which is really nice. So my confluences that we might actually sell, there are a lot. I can see a break of structure around this area, right? I can see a rejection off of my So I can see my confluences for this is right. I see a rejection around my 88.6 fib level. Second one is I'm seeing a possible W pattern right on my fib zone. I'm also seeing a trend line touch, which means there's a possibility it might bounce off of that level. We've been seeing a lot of weak rejections around this area, and it has been bouncing off of that level. So those are like higher confluences that we might continue to push to the upside. Weak rejection. So those are my confluences that we might continue to push to the upside. So I'm thinking we might push up because of that until otherwise is done. But as of right now, that is what I'm saying. So what am I saying? You know, if I use my fib level, my first target is always my negative 27% fib level. So let me use the price tag around that area, because that is my first target, and my second target is my negative 61.8, which aligns perfectly well majority of the time. Like I said, I just don't use my fib only. I use my fib in conjunction with market structure and price action. That is how I trade. And you can see right at this level right here, there's a possibility we might still continue to push up to my negative 27, and that aligns perfectly well with an imbalance that hasn't been fulfilled yet. So there's an imbalance here that hasn't been fulfilled yet around this area. There's an imbalance around this area that needs to be fulfilled yet, and it hasn't been filled yet. So that aligns perfectly well with my negative 27% level. So there's a possibility we might get that place to touch my negative 27% and also fill that imbalance that hasn't been filled yet. While my negative 61% level, why I think there's a target around that area, is because this is a zone that was broken. This candle broke that zone and it hasn't retested that zone yet. So we might get to that just to retest that zone as well. So that's a retest of zone. That's my negative 61.8 fib level around that area, and there's also a trend line touch around that area as well. So those are possibilities of how we can get, and those are the confluences I use just to determine if that direction or not. Doesn't mean it has to happen, no, but the higher probability and confluences you have, the the more probability that it's going to go on how you predicted it. So that is just what I'm seeing right now. So I'm seeing a bit of a push to the upside because we are rejecting off of my negative 27%. I've seen a break of structure, so there's a possibility for us to push to the upside. So I can draw. I wanted to break this trend line, to be honest. if I see, because there's a trend line here, let me go to the breakout time frame just to see where the trend line is coming from. We can see, if I zoom into my weekly time frame, this is the trend line that we've seen. This is a torso. There's a possibility it might just bounce off of that trend line. But what I would like to is, because let me go to a similar time frame to just see. So what I would like for it to at least this candlestick to close above this trend line, close above trend line. I would prefer that, for it to close above that trend line. Then I want to see a break of structure as well, a break of structure, close above trend line, a break of structure, then give us a higher low as well. Those are confluences that I want to see. Then I'm more sure that we will, with the confluences I've listed prior, then there's a possibility that we might continue to push to the upside, but I prefer a break, this candle close above that trend line and giving us those confluences for us to be sure that we are on a bullish move. But more, I see we are more of a bullish move, just because we'll be rejecting of that trend line based on our higher time frame. Anytime it reaches that trend line, there's always a bounce up around that trend line, so that's higher possibility also that we might push to the upside. So I can just draw that we might push to the upside, my first target and my second target as of right now. So this is just my overall analysis on SHIBA. I hope this is insightful, guys. Please don't forget to share, comment and like, and I'll see you in my next analysis. Thank you for watching.